So hello everyone. Today I will be speaking about today's article, the editorial page. I will be mentioning the two articles in the page. The first one is written by Yogendra Yadav. Yes, the Yogendra Yadav, who is famous for his writing, and it is his personal view on what happened on Monday in the streets of Delhi while marching from Jantar Mantar to Parliament. He mentioned 6 points: the features of the march led by CJP, Abhijit Dipke, and the connected youth. The first point he was mentioned: how is it different? How the protest? What was the nature of protest? And how is it different from other protests? The first thing he asserted that nobody expected, neither the authorities nor the those leaders who was in the protest was expecting that much crowd. Everyone is expecting under 15k to 20k, but it was over 1 lakh. Thus it was very hard to manage. The second point, he stated that there were no center or hero for the overall protest. People means those people who are engaged in the protest, in the march, they are open for every leader to listen to them, in order to listen to them, and not like glued to one thought only. It is like they used to listen all of them and then to decide. It is like they are accepting their healthy criticism. Third, he asserted that the youths are not feared like it was. The youth are feared at the first time, means the first duration where the protest was at Jantar Mantar only, the first 2 weeks after initiation. But on 20 July, the youths, the students, the aspirants dare enough to tackle all the surveillance and profiling by the authorities, dare to challenge enough those surveillances. Fourth point, and he emphasized this point, there were not only the victims of mismanagement, victims of knee paper leak, victims of CBSE scam, there were also the potential sufferers who are going to appear for the next examination, either in NEET UG, in CUET, in SSC, in UPSC, in BPSC, likewise. So there were potential sufferers who take it as their responsibility to raise the voice before anything happens. As we know, precaution is better than cure. The fifth point, he stated that people have clear idea. People had clear idea about what what would be the potential narrative of mainstream media. Therefore, they boycotted it by saying, "Go the media, वापस जाओ." That is, so they have developed their own channels. They have developed their own medium to circulate the news, to circulate the mishappenings. The sixth the sixth point was Yogendra Singh asserted that the sixth point was Yogendra Singh asserted that it is like the first thing he mentioned that the numbers. The second thing, it is not hero centric. The third thing, there were potential sufferers who were engaged. They boycotted the Godi media. Yes, the sixth one is they use the diversity. Most of the most of the feeling, most of the words, most of the uh, motive is to divide, produce a division among people by the diversity, but it was like just opposite. People cherished that people cherished that diversity and being together from all the way from Arunachal Pradesh to Himachal Pradesh to the north Hindi belt region, either MP, Bihar, UP, from Rajasthan. People are from all parts of India and they were together and they are together and they cherish this diversity in order to intensify and in order to capitalize their demand. One more thing, in the article written by him, he asserted that now the aspirants know there is a huge gap between meaningful education which led to the employment. Therefore, they know the education employment system is is in the garbage, is in the trash. Therefore, they are demanding for more specific, more meaningful, more practical education system if they want a developed nation. That's all from the Yogendra Singh article. The next article is written by a female who is an associate professor in Bhimrao Ambedkar International College. I think so, if I'm true. She emphasized she emphasized on how the students and the public institutions, how these two have to communicate in order to come in a constructive and meaningful conclusion. She stated about a theory, social contract theory given by J. J. Rousseau, where Rousseau stated that if you have to make a contract, a social contract among the participant, among the people, then all the people had to follow those rules, has to follow those rules, which is combinedly, which is collectively accepted by all. There would be acceptance and there would be discussion conditionally. She narrated that she narrated that how the event when how the event happened on Monday. It was totally harming the very spirit of democracy, because as Gandhi said, the mean should be as much pure as the end result. It means that if you want a reform, a meaningful reform, a productive reform, a rational reform, the mean should be rational, the mean should be non-violent, and the mean should be non-political. It is like she stated that classroom is the best classroom is the best platform, best forum where a teacher can teach how to navigate the public institutions, the administration, in order to synchronize, collective, in order to collective growth. Therefore, she stated that the teacher has the responsibility, the classroom has the responsibility of teaching how to convey the ideas, how to convey the demands, how to convey the grievance. She further stated that in she further stated that like there are RTI portal in order to capitalize transparency, promote transparency, and grievance cell in order to report the grievances of common people. She asserted that she asserted that teachers should not mislead, misinterpret, miscommunicate the very idea the very idea, the very demand of aspirants, whether teacher should teach the harmonized, the more peaceful and less harmful way, in order to manage, in order to convey, in order to pass the demands. Administration should also, fair enough, should also give chances, opportunities to those students, to those aspirants, to those youth, so that they can tell their grievances, tell their mishappenings, tell their problems, and navigate the administrative policies in a overall favor, in a wholesome favor. She showed her she showed her condolences to the both sides, either the protester and the authorities, of how the things went. Therefore, she stated that the medium, while quoting Mahatma Gandhi, the medium would be as pure as the result people are expecting. Thank you for today.